So as we are still processing the terrible massacre, the terrorist attack in New Zealand, I wanna ask you a question, Brett. This is sort of a related issue. This is a side issue to the main concern, which is what happened in this community and what we're gonna do about it. But I have a question. Will this actually help people to finally recognize how serious this issue of online radicalization of right-wing white men on the internet is?
I mean,
will it break through?
In those situations, you need to look at the difference between this and all others. The difference here is it happened in New Zealand. Do
you think that that's less likely then to?
Is it going to change radicalization of white men in America?
Well,
no.
Perhaps the media start talking about it, because I showed you a headline, and the headline from the Daily Mail, admittedly, was another one of those. What happened to this kid? Like, I get his father died, and he took a trip across the world. Was he radicalized? Like that same sort of like, it's a good kid gone astray sort of thing, and we see that all the time when it's a right-wing white male.
Right, and I like to believe that there is good in everyone and things go bad, but that doesn't excuse any double standards you would have for writing this kind of story about a white dude and not the same kind of story about a radicalized young person who was born in Pakistan, you know? But yeah, that's what I say. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I guess my fingers are crossed in that, first of all, maybe the fact that it wasn't in the US means that the media can be a little bit more honest about it and not as sensitive about talking about something directly related to our politics. Maybe the fact that he specifically cited Donald Trump as a symbol of the return to white identity or something like that. I mean, it was so clearly a white supremacist terror attack, and so devastating in the death toll. No, probably not, but I hope so.
I just don't see any way in which it changes anything. And that's so depressing, but that's kind of how we started the show off, saying, I am thrown for the same loop over and over again. The more things happen, the more things are normalized.
Yeah.
I don't see anything that's tangibly different about this, but it is in another country. And I know Australia and New Zealand aren't those other countries, but aren't the same, but like Australia had one famous mass shooting and changes were made in that country.
Yeah, well, New Zealand had a similar thing actually in the 90s.
And New Zealand, okay, so
they changed their gun laws, but
they have different gun laws. But I just don't see any way in which this materially changes how people are radicalized online, especially when people like Candace Owens are immediately using it to tweet crying while laughing emojis and promote their upcoming gigs.
Yeah.
And the nature of the radicalization online in these message boards is kind of this weird fog of, are they serious? And most people probably aren't that serious. You don't know how many people are going there just to see what the hell is going on. And then there's the nihilists out there who are just trying to kick up dust on everything. I don't know how many people are actually radicalized killers, but that's what makes it so difficult, and I don't think we got any more clarity after this about that dynamic, so I don't know.
Yeah, not in terms of numbers, but certainly that there are some. I mean, how many violent incel attacks do we need in this country before we start taking it seriously? And that doesn't mean, look, the vast majority of incels obviously would never want to hurt anyone, but in those forums, sometimes a person picks up a gun and starts killing people.
But on the other side of it, something that also doesn't change is in the wake of this. It's sad that it has to happen, but it does happen. There are people around the world who point out, no, all Muslims are not senseless killers. They did not have it coming to them. The people who are extremist killers are the ones we need to keep tabs on, not those who just went to pray on a Friday.
Thank you very much for watching this clip from The Damage Report. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notifications of our new videos. And of course, you can catch the full Damage Report live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.